This episode of Special Conditions is brought to you by our Patreon. The Pokemon Professor Network is powered by our amazing community, and for just $1 a month, you can join our patron-exclusive Discord and support a crew of passionate, part-time creators who love Pokemon and podcasting. Visit patreon.com/PokemonProfessor to join. What's up, Pokemon TCG fans? Welcome to another episode of Special Conditions, the podcast where competing and collecting collide. I'm Adam Tuttle, and joined by Keller, Justin, and Johto Lane. Just kidding. Justin Keller and Lane from Good Morning Johto. Sorry, I had to switch it up a little bit. I had to keep you on your toes. Or just that's the first sign of me getting old and I couldn't get my words out properly.
The name is James today.
Ooh.
I should have had my pink wig then to go alongside.
I should have
Insert
had
Team
my
Rocket
boss.
music.
Is that what's happening? Because I brought my Giovanni card.
Oh,
I did.
A Pokemon League Giovanni? That's cool.
I brought my Giovanni box.
Ooh, is that Destined Rivals?
It is Destined Rivals.
He stole it.
That's
I
exactly
did.
what I was thinking.
Actually,
He's got the R on his shirt. And
my Growlithe, he fetched it for me.
is that a shiny Growlithe?
No, it's regular. He just spent a little more time in the sun.
All right. Then he'll become shiny.
So this is actually one that I got from Lachlan in Australia when I was there, and so it is not our.
So it's been
Wait,
down.
is there
under.
a store there? Like, was there, or was it just like a local nerd store?
I think he just gets it from Australian
gotcha.
Pokemon Center. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's cool.
All right, trainers. On today's show, we'll talk Collecticon results, new Mega Card reveals, and
Whatever else we want.
celebrations. We'll talk celebrations because that's a good topic.
gosh.
I love this topic.
You know, I did see celebrations this weekend, but we're not to that topic yet.
All right. So starting off, Collecticon. Lane, tell us all about this because I did not go to Collecticon,
Yeah,
but you did.
Lane and I spent the entire last pod talking about what he kind of expected, what some of the big things, and if I'm fancy with the edit, I'm going to include some of his thoughts here, and if not, you'll just have to go back and listen.
Yeah, so if you didn't listen to the last one, so my name is Lane from Good Morning Johto. I also work at like a game store, like a card game store. So we went to Collecticon Cleveland, and I guess like too, we could to just cover a little bit like what I thought last time, right? Justin, was ton of people, ton of cards. Did I say overpriced? I can't remember if I said like.
You also, and maybe we said this outside of the pod, you thought that Cleveland would be the worst of the Collecticons.
Correct, I did.
Because I don't know if it's because it's the newest or because it's in a bad spot, or why did you think
So
that
a couple
would
reasons.
be the worst one?
It's Cleveland. Like, it's not like to make fun of Cleveland. I love no, it's my third favorite of the big 3C cities in
This is going well.
But it was one of those like, we don't have LeBron anymore. It's usually cold. Like there was so much with Cleveland itself, where compared to the other cities, right? Like compared to what is it, Dallas Fort Worth?
Was
where
it
the
cold?
Big one? No, actually,
Yeah, I mean that's
super
where the original was.
Did you have a snowstorm in the middle of
mine
summer?
is compared to the other cities they have it. So
There's Dallas, there's Fort Worth, there's Kansas City, there's
Chicago,
Orlando, Chicago.
they do Chicago twice, New Jersey, the one
Somewhere
with
in
this
New
weekend.
Jersey.
What was it? Like? Yeah, but like so comparatively, Cleveland is like the lesser of those in Charlotte. Like we have the Charlotte one coming up in like a month or two. We'll talk about that. Atlanta has one. So Cleveland to me, it was like that like lesser thing, and I thought it would. Usually when I go, it's super cold because I go during basketball times. But no, it was significantly hotter. But we got there. They were all ready. I'm gonna share. This is in two parts. You guys will have to cut me off at some time. as a vendor and then as a customer, right? I want this to
All
be
right, start
separate.
as a customer. I want this to start. Okay, so start now,
Customer
Go.
level.
As someone who's walking the floor looking for the deals with a Z.
Deals with a Z. So I could easily find the difference between someone that like is a brick and mortar store and then a con goer, like Adam. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's their not their personal stuff. How do I
Their
say it?
side thing.
Yes,
Side
basically.
hustle.
Or like, even if it is their main thing, like they don't have anything other than like they put their stuff and then every week they're going to shows. Every week, like there was so many people that blew me away, like with this, like that were 19, 20, 21 years old, that this is their full-time job, is just going to like 6 Collecticons a year. Like that's all they do. That the guy across from me, super nice, and like that. Well, and I'll say why this as a customer is like you could tell which ones because of the price. Because of the price of their stuff and because of some of the price, there was a banner there that they paid up to over 100% in cash. And
what does that even mean?
So that means they probably sell it over 100. So they'll buy it. But that was something that I did too. Is I let's just go through I walked through. You walk through the entrance. There was a MetaZoo tutorial with convention only. This is MetaZoo 2.0. The dead version.
Oh,
and
they started that.
So
back
you didn't.
again.
So you didn't participate and go through that, did you?
Well, hold on. I'll tell you why that I was involved, but not in the way that people may
Because
think.
I've seen that at card shows around here, but that was
This is a new one.
MetaZoo 1.0.
Yeah, that's dead.
2 years ago.
Yeah, and no cards, nothing transferred, like nothing. Like there's a box that we got at the store that sold for a crazy amount of money. That like one in every 100 cases, you get like this $5,000 box that's old art, whatever. I don't know anything about it. But they have convention boosters and stuff, or convention only exclusives. They have tutorials. If you want to get your game out, this is the way you do it. There was another one called Camp Cryptid, but I couldn't even find the people. Like I felt like I was just walking around the building following the arrows, and I couldn't learn their game. The why I wanted to meet the MetaZoo people is, so for 45 minutes away from me, 40 minutes is where the origin of the Mothman's from, and they had the artist there that did all the prints for Mothman. And so I was going to grab some of the prints. We were going to get some for the store, but we ran out of time. I think she left a little, like, basically like we just ran out of time for how busy we were. So that was my only MetaZoo. I was interested in some of the tutorials. We're more interested. We were trying to learn Alestrals that weekend, so I know some of the basics of Alestrals, and I really think that game's pretty cool mechanic-wise. The A-Drive card game. I think there's some stuff there to that. So MetaZoo, Camp Cryptid was there, and then PSA, CG, all of the PSA, CGC, Beckett, the card graders were there. Then they had the booths where it was their main people, right? Like your upfront card booths were your pushed ones. Does that make sense? Like those were your sponsor. Those were like Steve Aoki's table were up there. I think that was like your big people, your big card stores, like probably the Dallas Fort Worth.
The big names and the content creators.
Yes, correct. The content creators that do the card shows that people know and love. Some of them were also, there was a Deep Pocket Monster or another show that weekend that collided, so not a lot of them were there. As a customer, also I love that Samwise Gamgee, Sean Astin was there. His line was hours long every day. The food at this convention center was great. The AC, so here's the bad problems of being there. AC was off, so it was 90 some degrees, and also no Wi-Fi. This was a problem.
So no one could check prices.
Nobody could check prices.
And that's tough. So so speaking from a customer standpoint, okay? Customer, and then I'll get your, I know that this is kind of interjecting.
Sure, no, go ahead, babe. This is your show.
Vendor area. No, I know, but like it'll be into vendor territory too, because it's like I go off of price charting. I understand that it's ripping data from places and it's like old,
sure,
or it's like it updates every week or whatever it is, but it's consistent. It will always get me around the right price.
Gotcha.
And then I also go to TCG Player, and then I look at recently sold in that same,
sure,
I don't know, condition, near mint, light play, moderately played, etc. Those are where I get my prices because those are where most people get their prices. People come up to me and they're like, "Oh, on collector it says $1.30," and it's like, there's a reason it's $2 and not $1. It's a card that no one else here has. I guarantee it because it is a reverse holo of a random Pokemon. 2, I'm not dealing with 30 cents. Nobody's like, "Oh, do you have a few pennies?" Like that. Like that's a thing, and you got to understand, like, it's supply and demand always. So if everyone at the event has Charizard, the price is going to decrease because everybody can get it. If there's only one person with one card, I don't know. It's a supply and demand game. So at what point is it like okay for me to be like, all right, I understand you're using that app, but that is not how I price them, so it's different.
You could have $1 million.
Yeah, I could be,
And give me that point. I'll tell you there was a vendor doing that. We'll get to that in a minute.
So I guess like with there's a new app called Alt, and it's like I literally heard about it last weekend.
All right. Okay. So to get back to the original point,
Can't look up prices.
Is it a problem?
Yes.
Do you see the good thing, bad thing for both sides that you can't look up prices?
Well, the can't look up prices. So this is a learn for me from years before. And we all know this, like when we're at a sports game or something where a ton of people, service is already shoddy, right? So what I do is, and I would encourage everyone to do this, this is not just something I learned from years ago with comic books. I write down the card I want in a notepad or like something that doesn't use internet on my phone, and I put the range it may be in, right? Like I put, like it should be in this, so I don't have to look it up. I don't have to do like, but then there was cards I wanted that I didn't know I wanted, like walking around. And then the bigger issue, Adam, how do you charge people at your shows?
What do you mean?
How do you collect money when you're
Venmo,
a vendor?
Cash.
PayPal.
Can't do that. Can't do that with no internet, no cell phone service.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Neither.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Nothing.
I just have a picture of it, so I mean, it's kind of comes down to
that you can do that, but then how's the customer sending it?
Yeah, you could be out.
Okay, that's true.
So
That's
this
true.
was the problem we ran into. And well, not the store. Like we figured it out. We like because and to get the Wi-Fi
personal
for the
hotspot would be the
$100 a day.
Oh wait, that wouldn't work.
You have to pay for the billing $100 a day for their Wi-Fi. So if you want the
No, I meant
Wi-Fi,
on your phone a personal hotspot.
No, but what he's
somebody
saying
can
is
link to.
the phone can't get internet.
there's no service, no anything. I couldn't play Go. It
Not
would
That's
go-
just
horrible.
Wi-Fi.
There's no So
There's no
if you're
5G,
going to a
there's
show
no
and there's
nothing.
no free Wi-Fi, that's a
no Wi-Fi,
that's
and
a
there was
red
no
flag.
internet. We said internet too, or not internet, like cell phone service. So we were like, oh my gosh, like nobody could take pay. Like I had vendors of stuff I couldn't get from them because they couldn't take payments, and it was cash only. And we all know cash is king at these shows. Like that was like the line for the ATM sold out on day one. Like the ATM because of that. So day two, I came more prepared. You know what I mean? A lot of people came more prepared, but there were some things that may have went on day one because, like, and that's like you said too. I can't look up like as a customer, so on that basis, I can't look up if some of these prices are correct or not. And I didn't trust not some of these vendors because I talked to one of them, and one of the cards was supposed to be $4 and they had it at $12. And they said, hey, usually I'll look it up and we could go see like if it's moved, but I can't. And I'm like, I get it. And then they had one in their book priced at $4 and they just price matched it. I get it. Like if they don't have time during the week to change prices.
Yeah, that's like
That's a big
I
thing.
think the Alolan Doug Trio I had
Sure.
for like at $12, and like that was something I had at 12, and I knew it went down to 4 or
Yes.
whatnot. So
Cool
like
card.
I hadn't gotten around to change the price, but I knew that I had looked it up, so I was like, "Oh, that's not right," and I immediately switched it. Nobody said anything. It wasn't. I just saw it and noticed it, but it's hard if like I do one show
Sure.
and then a month and a half go by and I pull it all out of storage again, and it's like, oh,
Change your prices, change
those
your
cards.
stuff. Yep.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
what with us doing that, like that with employees wise. But for this, when I'm running around, like looking, everybody had prismatic, everybody had 151, everybody, and it was all 70% of the vendors were scalpers. And I said this, and I told this to Justin before. I mostly believe scalping didn't exist. Well, they're alive and well at Collecticon, where you could tell because they're buying the displays. They're buying the sleeve packs. There's a special Magic product that you can like a collector pack, and there's a special box that's only at big box stores because it's so big and bulky. They had a ton of those, so that you could tell you're like, oh, these people are going out buying everything they can.
They were in that video that you watched where they said no running and they ran.
Yeah, like they're
elbow
the ones
to the face. That guy got the whole box.
So I did most of my deals and everything with stores. Like I had a lot of One Piece cards and some Pokemon cards I was wanting, Magic cards too that were there. A lot more Magic. So the percentage was almost 100% Pokemon, right? Huge percentage. Almost everyone's there.
All right, let's just say 90%.
90%
Pokemon.
Well, of those people, because of course vendors sell multiple things. 10% maybe with sports, 60% Magic, 50% One Piece, maybe 40%. Like of the let's say 100% vendors, and then there was like your apparel people that just had like nerdy T-shirts or swords or whatever, and then had like your little.
I like it when shows have like variety.
Yes, like that's especially like with the apparel and stuff. Like 151 prismatic set everywhere.
Like shout out to Chris Snaps. No, it like he's been at multiple shows that I've been at, and it's so cool. He came up to us during GoFest.
Oh, I see.
We'll leave this information.
Yeah.
No, it's so good, and it's like, and he's there set up selling his prints.
Sure.
In addition to everything else that's going on, and it's like some people sell painted coins, some people sell just different knickknacks. Like I have it somewhere. I got a keychain for Casa de Cubone, so I need to see him soon. But long story short, there's so many different artists,
having
and it's
variety
like those
is good.
artists
Yes.
at shows is so cool. You know what's actually missing at most shows is the person that has the supplies.
We were that person. I brought those that day.
The binders.
I did
binders,
penny sleeves.
The sleeves.
So useful, yeah.
I did just a half a table of penny sleeves, top loaders, and team bags. And it was, what a last minute call from me at 5 a.m.
So, Lane, do you think prices in general of everyone there was
God
about
awful.
market?
God awful.
Like super high?
If you were a store, fine. Like that, you were good, right? Like those stores, like.
But if you're a customer,
no. If you were a traveling, not a brick and mortar store, most of those guys' prices, most of those people's prices were so high, like. It was the rule that I heard from Collecticons is that if you priced at market, you would do well. Like if you just priced at what the card, and I've been to shows where I had to argue to get the price to market. Like it was one of those like, and nobody could look up prices there.
And I know last time you said you were going to do 10% under market.
And we did, and we sold Games Wonder. No, yeah, we did. We talked about our sealed product because if everybody has Prismatic and 151, because there's more stuff of like me as the worker feedback wise than the customer. But it was like there was a vendor. I don't know his name. I hope nothing to him, but there's a vendor who was close to us. He had 3 of his 6 cases, I believe, were just for show. You weren't allowed, no prices. There was no, you weren't like, yeah, there you go, Justin. That there was, and I see this more in sports, but it was, this is my showpiece. Nothing's for sale. And I believe it was it's what I told you, the Lugia from Neo, first edition and graded as a 10. So
I've seen this kind of stuff at other places.
So
yeah, and it doesn't happen often.
Yes,
but you see it, and it's like, come on, like put it away. So I don't care.
Yeah, and like
it's like me bringing all my deli birds. You can't have any, but I have them all.
When I say we're back to back, I mean
they're like, why is your entire case filled with deli birds?
His chair,
I don't know. I like Christmas.
His chair was touching mine. Like that's how close we were. So I got to hear everybody asking about this card all weekend. And then to the other customer level of it, he had a full case of tag team packs, all sleeve from Walmart, all the things. They were going for, at the time, I don't know what they're going for now, are $130 to $140 a pack. I know this because of how many people asked about him. How much did he sell the pack for? $130, $140 a pack. How much?
200.
I'm gonna guess 150.
200.
200.
200. He's like,
that's what he sounded like.
yeah, he said
Just
like
from what
it
you were
was. He
yeah.
goes, they're like, I can't look up TCG player. I can't. They're like, well, he goes, I'll tell you, 130. But he's like, these are sleeved. They're not from the box. This will be the most you see in one place. Like, we're doing double market based on the rarity of the product.
He said the term double market?
Yeah, he goes, we're double. He's like, because you can buy more. We're not shipping. Like, you can like check out everything here.
I mean, there is a premium on in hand in front of you.
Is it
Right.
double?
But
or
not
is
double.
it-
too.
Not double.
That's the thing too. That to that argument of like looking at prices and stuff, it's like it is right here. Like if it's $1 more, like
Sure, and I did like
it is a dollar card. I'm sorry, like
so. This
it's-
$5 card
it's gonna
I
stay
wanted,
$1. You know,
$5 card I wanted, I saw up to $13. And I said, hey, like, is there any room on this? They're like 10. I'm like, well, like it's 5 on TCG. They're like, well, we can't check. Like we am okay. Like, that's
See,
fine.
and I think that opened up that gateway for all the vendors to just be like, "Oh, you can't check. It's this
Yeah.
price." And I can almost guarantee you people were changing prices just because they could.
So I love things like Collecticons because you see all the things you may not normally see.
Yes.
But so like this weekend, like today, I was at just a local con just called Retro Expo. The big highlight was Ray Park was there to sign autographs. And then otherwise it's a pretty small con, very minimal, maybe 1,000 guests. No, maybe more than that. But anyways, there was actually several Pokemon card vendors there. And what I like, since it's not a trading card focused con, it's just general collectibles, other random crap.
Sure.
They're priced well.
Yeah.
I bought 2 full art Raging Bolt cards for $5 each. That's pretty much like right at market, but I don't know. I'm so used to not paying market price that I was just like, I'll pay it.
Well, we saw these booths, right? And to come back to just for a minute for that, because this comes up as like paying up to 100%. We're like, what does that mean? So, basically, I'm like, I'm gonna go sell something to see just what it is. Like, let me grab something from my binder. Let's see what it is.
Can I give a guess?
Sure, go ahead.
Guess. Yeah. So I think it's if I personally want that card, like if it's a French Cadoizo,
Sure.
aka Delibird,
Okay.
from Neo,
Okay.
There it is.
I'm gonna buy that at whatever I can get it. Like I will
Yeah.
pay 100% to get it.
Sure.
I've done that.
Oh God.
That's why I'm telling the story.
Sure.
But if it's like something random, like a full art from the new Destined Arrival set that I don't care about, like I'll give you 30%. I don't care. I don't want it.
What I think happened, because so I took a $60 card, and like we had internet at our booth because the booth did pay $100 to. It made sense for a big business. You know what I mean? Like we paid the $100.
Yeah, of course.
So, but I only had internet at the booth, so I would have to look at a card, sprint back to my booth, Google the price because I was in the range, and then I would run back. I did this all weekend.
Wait, so was it like a hotspot? Like, what was it?
Yeah. So like we have like just a tablet that ran off the Wi-Fi, and that we do have cell phone
You
service.
could only
on it.
have one device?
Well, no, because I can't walk so far away from the hotspot, right? So like
So
it was seen as a hotspot for us.
okay.
Because that tablet, that Samsung tablet, whatever, we paid the internet for, and then we just all hotspotted to that so I could play GoFest, which was, there was no spawns there, it was awful, whatever. And but I would look up prices because we had 2 for customers as well, because there was 4 or 5 of us working, 4 of us working, and so I would run back and forth, and it was so basically what happened. The $60 card, they said, okay, we'll give you. It says up to 100% or up to 85%. Like we would ask vendors. That was another weird thing. And I said, there go, cool. The $60 card, they didn't say that, but they're like, we'll give you $10 for it or $5. And I said, oh, like I said, I checked on TCG before, like this card's 60. And they go, but there is a seller on TCG Player with 0 sales, no other, like no first thing ever. And they have one listed at near mint at $10. And I said, well, Yeah, but if we look at the other listings and then the other sold prices, it's 60. And I said, we don't even know if this is this isn't even like this is an outlier. They're like,
yeah. And anyways, these
like
days,
I could have brought this
PCG
over to
player,
you, ran back.
It was probably just mismarked and was a Japanese card.
Price me one, then give me one at $10. Like that's what I should have said this. Give me one $10. Like if you're selling, but that's what it was, is because that listing was at $10. $10 or whatever was 100%.
Yeah, I don't look at the listings. I look at what's sold.
And then I learned this too. A lot of higher end stuff was on eBay, I guess. Like they only do higher, like because there's so low a sales on TCG. I got to see like a Black Lotus and a 4, and that's like 25,000. A legendary collection reverse holo Charizard in a PSA 10. It's like $50,000-$60,000. It was the coolest card I may have ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? Like the hollowing on legendary collection, like that, like the
man.
I like.
So now you just bring up.
I have a
bad
Zapdos.
memories.
I didn't have any
7 and a TGA 7.
Maybe before everyone got the hots for legendary collection, I'm gonna say 5 years ago, I was looking around. Someone was selling like a one of a kind coaster that they made an Arcanine legendary collecting card into an acrylic coaster.
Yeah.
And it was like $25. And I was just like, do I really need this silly coaster? And then I didn't buy it. And then like a month later, like, you know what? I'm going to go buy it. And it wasn't there. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And then sure enough, after that, the whole, the boom and everything happened, and now legendary collection is just insane. And so I was like, wow. It was like my one shot.
Yeah, like I double took, like, because it wasn't a vendor. A guy like was trying to sell it, and I kind of like had to reverse because he's like, this is what I have, and the vendor was like, holy crap. Like it was, yeah, like, and that's what the customers see the videos too of people paying like 80-90% on stuff like what Adam said, like something they personally wanted or something. So there was to a point where people wanted that percentage. And then for me, like I just wanted a part, you know what I mean? I just wanted market, like just give me close to market. There was definitely some vendors that would give sales like 10% off market was like probably the going rate. But it was, as a customer, it was fine. It wasn't like the greatest thing. You could have ordered them on TCG Player, but then shipping and then waiting. There was a little Yu-Gi-Oh, almost no Lorcana, not a single Digimon. A little Flesh and Blood.
Same. Like I still go whenever I can to just like chill and play, but like the last time I went and had time, they were in the middle of a tournament and like they were all in games, so I just kind of like was there just watching, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna leave.
One Piece was the hotness of this con. Everybody wanted it. Everybody, you know what I mean? That was the one thing everybody was asking for. That was a shocker. That One Piece, that's what I was buying singles for. I was buying One Piece singles from vendors, and we were selling them like crazy. So yeah, it was really hot. Service was poop, but we found out also that they sold, allegedly, I never looked it up, but the workers there told me they sold the building to Amazon because it's next to the airport, so that they're no longer having Collecticon Cleveland. Last one. So I'm hoping they move it to Columbus, because the Columbus Convention Center is just perfect.
Insane,
and so incredible it is, and shorter drive for me. And then it doesn't make sense to go to Pittsburgh or more north like that way because they have Jersey. So like, you know what I mean? You don't want to get closer to your other one. So Columbus, and they don't have anything that much farther.